Welcome. Let's fix your relationship with Git. Most developers lean on the same 4 commands and quietly panic the moment anything else shows up. Over the next 13 lessons, we're going to build the mental model, cover the commands that actually matter, walk the GitHub workflow, and learn the recovery moves for when things break. By the end, you'll go from confused to confident. No Stack Overflow paste frenzy required. So let's be honest about the daily anxiety. Most devs live inside 3 commands: add, commit, push, panic at merge conflicts, force push to fix, avoid stash because it feels weird, and ping a senior every time something unusual happens. By lesson 13, that flips. You'll stage hunks deliberately, walk through conflicts with a 4-step flow, recover lost work with reflog, and use Git as your backstop, not your bottleneck. And the foundation for all of that is this one picture. Git really only has 3 places: your working directory, where you edit files, the staging area, where you queue what's about to be saved, and the repository, the actual history living inside .git. Add moves things from the first to the second. Commit moves them into the third. Almost every confusion in Git comes from forgetting which of these 3 you're standing in. Now, before we go further, let's clear up the confusion that eats most beginners alive for a solid week. Git and GitHub are not the same thing. Git is the tool. Open source, runs on your laptop, created by Linus Torvalds back in 2005, works completely offline. GitHub is just a website owned by Microsoft that hosts your repos and adds collaboration features on top. Pull requests, issues, actions, all of that. Git is the engine. GitHub is one place that engine plugs into. You can absolutely use Git without ever touching GitHub, but not the other way around. So here's the road ahead. 13 lessons grouped in 4 phases. Core Git fundamentals in lessons 1 through 4. Init, add, commit, status, branches, merging. Then GitHub enters the picture in 5 and 6. Lessons 7 through 9 are the advanced survival kit, conflicts, rebase, and the undo tools that mean you never have to panic again. 10 and 11 cover automation and team workflows, and 12 is your final project, shipping a real open-source repo. Each lesson stacks on the last, so don't skip ahead. Before we go anywhere new, let's anchor on what you already know. Add, commit, push, pull, stage, save, upload, download. This is 90% of what most devs ever touch, and honestly, it's enough to get by on a good day. But the moment something weird happens, a conflict, a bad commit, a branch that won't push, these 4 run out of road. That's where the other 10% lives, and that's where this series earns its keep. So, where does that other 10% take you? By the end of lesson 12, you won't just know Git. You'll have a real public repo to point at. Clean commit history, a proper branching strategy, GitHub Actions running CI on every push, pull requests with reviews, tagged releases, the works. The kind of project a recruiter can open and immediately see. This person ships, and they ship like a senior. Before we go anywhere, let's check your toolbox. You need 3 things, and you almost certainly have 2 of them already. Git itself, a terminal, and a free GitHub account. Run Git version. If you see 2.43 or newer, you're set. Echo your shell to confirm ZSH or bash. And if you don't have a GitHub account yet, the free tier is genuinely fine, forever. Skip the GUI clients and visualizers. They're all just wrappers around what we're about to learn directly. With the toolbox confirmed, let's do the one-time setup. 5 commands written into your global Git config, and you never touch them again on this machine. Set your name and email, and make sure that email matches your GitHub one if you want those nice verified badges. Default branch to main, turn on color, give yourself a sane pager, and pick a pull strategy so Git stops nagging you. Run Git config, list at the end to confirm it's stuck. Quick honesty check before we go further. If you use Git every day but it still makes you nervous, If you're self-taught and heading into a real team, if you can run the commands but couldn't explain why, you're exactly who this series is built for. If you're already fluent with rebase, reflog, and bisect, or you just want a 30-second copy-paste fix, close the tab. No hard feelings. Your time matters more than my view count. So if you're still here, 4 habits will multiply everything you learn. 1. Type every command yourself. Muscle memory lives in your fingers, not your clipboard. 2. Spin up a throwaway scratch repo where you can break things and recover them without fear. 3. Use Git daily on your real projects. 1 actual pull request beats 10 toy examples. And 4. When you get stuck, ask publicly. Specific question, real error message. That's how confidence compounds. And here's why those habits pay off. Git fluency is basically team membership. Every role, front-end, back-end, data, ML, DevOps, QA, runs on it daily. It shows up deeply in interviews. Your first PR signals your seniority before anyone reads your logic, and knowing you can undo anything with reset, reflog, or revert is the line between calm engineers and panicked ones. Orientation's done. Next lesson, you stop watching and start typing. Git init, git add, git commit, the 3-step ritual that turns a folder into a real repo on your laptop in about 5 minutes. 1 rule, type the commands. Don't copy them. Your hands need to learn this, not just your eyes. See you in lesson 1.